Hello. This is the Cosmic Watch. I'm Franklin, and we're going to have a look at the skies and your astrology and see what's going on, and be joined by people who have questions as we go through the evening, and we'll answer those questions for them on this very Cancer week. Boy, on Tuesday, we came into Cancer. The moon sign was in Cancer, the sun sign was in Cancer, and that day, Tuesday, was a 4. The date added up to 22. 2 plus 2 equals 4. And 4, of course, is the number of Cancer, the fourth house in the zodiac. And we've all been under the auspices of the Cancer new moon that rose on Tuesday. New moons are a special sort of eclipse. It's when the sun and the moon come together, and we're both in Cancer when it happened on Tuesday. And so that number 4 has been the most important thing this week. You have to take every step in your plan. If you leave anything out, you're going to have to go back to the beginning and start all over again. That's the essence of the number 4, is that you have to find something that's important enough to you to follow through on, to see it through to the end, the way cancers always do. They do find answers to problems, and you can work the number system on any date, such as today, the 1st of July. Today's date adds up to 5, and we have our first joining us in the room with Brochetta, saying hello from Mexico. And hello, Brochetta. Have you added up your date of birth? And this is how you find out what number you are. If you add up all the different digits in your date of birth, you find out what not only if not only what number you're really affected by, but also if you are born on this particular day, you're coming in to year 5 of your 9-year cycle. You will, if you're those born today, would begin in year 5 of the 9-year cycles, which go through your life over and over. So, Brochetta, if you will add up your birth date, we'll check on your birth number. I'm a 2 myself. Okay, Brissetta says that we're going to do it right now. And so when I add up all the numbers in my date of birth, I get the number 20. And so I am a 2 plus 0 equals 2. And that makes me a 202. The 2 is about cooperation or lack of cooperation in your life. And the 0 not only amplifies the numbers around it, it also shows the presence of intuition in you that is close enough to the surface to be used to do readings for other people, and that's the essence of the number 2. So the the thing to remember is that what we are here on earth to do, and that usually involves this birth number, is not the easiest thing for us to do. It's never easy. You're never given a mountain that you're just going to skip on up. You're going to learn as you go through. Okay, Bruschetta says that the birthday adds up to the number 21. So That means that 2 plus 1 is 3. You are a 3, meaning that you must express yourself. You must say what's on your mind and say what's in your heart. And very often you express yourself in a way that people don't understand, and they take it as criticism, and they return that criticism, and you you are more hesitant to express yourself. This is why your life purpose will be to overcome that. And Bruschetta says, "Sorry, I messed it up. Oh, okay. Oh, it's actually 32 now. 32, adding up to the 5. 5 is the number of change, and that is also the number of today. It adds up to a 5, and that means change is coming, and we're finally going to get out of these doldrums that we have been in for the past 2 weeks. This is the day of great change." So, Bruschetta, when 5 is your number, your life is built around your decision to say, "Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Sorry, I came." The addition is turning into a problem here, so we'll go back. And the thing with 5 is that you go back and forth between being dependent on other people and having complete independence, and wanting to have your freedom, but finding out that the only way you can find freedom is by playing by the rules and taking every step. Okay, so and at first we thought it was a 3, and then we thought it was a 5. So let's see what our new edition has here. The number of your date of birth is most likely to be in the middle. It's like throwing dice, right? The numbers that are going to come up mostly are in the 4, 5, 6 variety in there. So the outliers are the 1, 2, 3s, and the 9s and 10s. Okay, now we have it right, and turns out to be a 7. 7 is the blessed number. 7 is the connection to the other world. It's in the 7s don't see 2 worlds. They don't see a material world and a spiritual world. They see 2 ways of looking at this world. They see the big picture. They see how they fit in and how they are truly blessed. And it's a wonderful thing. To be a 7 is to know that you're going to be taken care of tomorrow, no matter what happens. It's having faith. It's having belief in your own good karma, in your own good fortune, in your own your own past, what you have done, and what you have let go of. We all make mistakes. We have to release those mistakes, learn from those mistakes. And with 7s learn very spiritual information as they pass through this world. They find that people want to be a part of their life because they light the room up. They have that aura. 7s are blessed. Sevens have the ability to see and listen to their spirit guides and understand that. I like the part about the 2 worlds, says Bruschetta. It's that is truly the first religion. That's what Adam did, right? Adam thought he was talking to God, and so it's listening that does it all. Nene is joining us now. Good evening, and just joining in. great to have you along. We're doing our birth numbers, adding up the date of birth. Today, if you were born today, you'd be a 5. And when you add up all the digits in your date of birth, you get a particular you get a 2-digit number that you add together, and it's those 2 digits that show you how you're going to use your life in order to come out to your birth number, which really is your what you're fated to do. And this is why it very often seems like the hardest thing in the world for you to do. I know for me it was cooperation. I'm a 2. I would over cooperate in the beginning, right, and then get mad because other people weren't doing their part. And then he says, date of birth is 8/14. All right, now we'll need the year too, right? With 9/13 there, and then add in your year, and we'll know exactly what your birth number is. David Abreu. David says, hello, Franklin. I hope you're having an excellent week. You know, what I had was a second week in a row of delays. And Nini says 1969. Okay, so we've got 8, 9, 13, 23, 29, 38, 3, 8, 11. 11. Oh, dear, that means double creativity. You're a double 1, and you take it to the next level. That's the being able to talk to your spirit guides. When you are an 11, you have double the amount of creativity within you, and you also have double the ability to stop yourself, to have writer's block, to suddenly not be able to express all of this creativity that you have within yourself. And that, see, is your reason for being in this lifetime. That's what you're going to learn. That's where your life path is taking you. I see the awful thing about 2s is that when they get mad at their mate or whatever, they don't leave. They just withdraw their emotions. They stop playing. They withdraw into themselves, and they pout, and they say, "Oh God, it's a terrible way to live." So what I had to do was get over that. You have to learn. And then he says, "Well, I am writing my own book." Oh, that's exactly it. And you get to. It's like making your own movie. You're the star, and you can change things anytime you want to. You can call a cut, rewrite. You can always rewrite your book, rewrite your life story, starting all over from today. And this is one of the great things about being an 11 is that creativity flows through you. It has to be there. The book writes itself as you live your life. I mean, what are we here for? We're here to learn from each other, and what we do and the way that we live our lives. That's our teaching. That's what we're going to leave behind um, is what we actually showed to other people, what we gave, what we let other people use from our mistakes. The most generous people are those who allow others to learn from their mistakes so they want to make them. And um, the 11s really have to fight against having the blockage. And here's Ola from Mayu, also in Mexico, as we're getting around at Canada Day today. It's, it's being celebrated by our neighbors up to the north. And it's also Dan Aykroyd's birthday. uh, Bio says, is there something like numerology compatibility? Yes, yes. There are 9 different, well, actually 12 different relationships, and it's the same numbering system. The the relationship number can predict what you're going to have to be up against. If you add your date of birth, your birth number, to your mate's birth number. My wife is a 9, and I'm a 2, and together we're an 11. And the 11 um, relationship is like fire and oxygen. Yeah, these two people can create anything together. The 11 relationship is one of the least boring relationships that anyone can have. And as relationships build, they change. This is the big thing that you're learning from your mate, is that nobody stays the same. People not only grow up, grow old, they they grow internally. They're able to process more information. They're able to give more. They're able to understand that another person is alone in this world until they have someone that they can talk to. And it's a very needed thing to be to feel that you're alone is a very empty feeling. And the way people have to move around so much now and move away from each other, it's it's hard to maintain old style relationships. This is why so few people get married these days. And I mean, as compared to the way it was, and it's because there's a whole new way of seeing the relationship. It's not just about producing so many children and keeping the flow of the country moving along. It's about finding happiness for yourself. And the only way you can be happy is by finding other people that you want to do for, that you want to do things for. People who do things only for themselves run out of gas. You burn out. It's just not worth it after a while. But people who do things for others, for of course, for your family. But if you can do for people who aren't your family, now you're on to something. Now you're creating good karma in your life. And see, this is what the numbering system is all about, is to find out what you're up against, what's the challenge that you're facing in this world. And it's very hard for a person to even ask their own guides, what's my life purpose? You're almost always told you'll find out. It's coming. You'll find out. We can't tell you right now, and it's because you wouldn't accept it if you did. It's it's almost more than people can handle sometimes, because of different karmas that are effective in your life. And this is why karma is so hard to figure out, is that many people have more than one. They're working different karmas. My wife and I have been in lives together many times, but she also has been in other lives where I was not there. In other lives where there's a completely different cast of characters, and that's something that you'll notice is that those characters follow you from life to life. Bruschetta says, learning so much about affection and living as couples. And isn't that what you really get from your mate is you learn how to live with someone. It's so it's so different. And thank you, says Bruschetta. It's the the way that you thank your spirit guides is by using the information that you get from them. And it's usually so surprising that you don't accept it. It's it's a very hard thing to do. Bruschetta says, is there such a thing as a bad number for a seven to mix with? Well, there is always a way for any and every relationship to work if both sides are willing to meet in the middle and stay away from the extremes. That's what the middle road is all about, is you avoid the extremes. You 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 never say never. You're going to change. Tomorrow, you're going to change. They're going to change. You get to fall in love again all over. You can start every day and find out something new about that person if you're willing to look and if you're willing to listen and find out what they really want. Uh, Nene says, tell me about it. Sad, my mate leaving after 20 years of marriage. People having to leave. And this is what dual karma is all about. If a person suddenly disappears, it's very often because they're being called to their other karma. There's something they have to take care of. There's something that's going to happen now. This is why people suddenly die and are suddenly missing, suddenly gone. It's because they have other work to take care of. They have other karma to take care of. This is not only is this not their only chance because of reincarnation, but this is not even their only lifetimes that they're putting together. This is why karma gets so confused. And we can see not only past lives that mean something to us in this life, but also past lives that were maybe from the other karma side, things that don't really in this lifetime mean anything to you. This is why things are so confusing. Why you have to find the path that works for you. And this is why David says, I just finished an entire numerology book and loved it. I have in my profile numbers 4 6s. Life path, soul number, personality. Oh man. Okay. The biggest thing, David, is that a number 6 must have the truth. Not only do you have to tell the truth, but you must get the truth. You must get to the truth from everyone because you see through lies. It's like a neon sign comes on when someone's lying to you, and you can't let it happen. Sixes are looking for their place out there. David says 100%. That's it. It's really 6 is a very important number because it is in the year 1666. The 666 that astrology was declared a black art. It was completely separated from scientific study and astronomy over here and astrology over there, everywhere except in the Islamic countries, which really astrology begins in Mesopotamia, and the Hebrews, among others, took it from Mesopotamia, and then the Greeks stole it from the Hebrews, and the Romans stole it from the Greeks, and it ends up all over the world, and was completely stepped out in 1666, and it took about 300 years for it to come back. And it was in the 1960s, when I was a teenager, that suddenly the age of Aquarius was upon us, and we everyone in the world started responding, and started figuring out what was going on in their life. And this is the biggest change in astrology that happened just about 200 years ago. Astrology was always for kings and queens and for countries, and it meant a war was coming or a king was dying. And in the 1820s, a soul who wrote under the pen name Alan Leo discovered the way that sun signs could be used to give anyone their astrological forecast if they knew what their date of birth was. That's all they had to know. And suddenly the astrological readings were open to everyone. And this is when the great change came upon the entire world. It's when we moved into the information age that's still going on today. Things have accelerated every year since the 1830s, when they started discovering photography and telescopes, and the thing that there used to be in Mesopotamia must have been great sky vision, because they were able to read all of the planetary happenings that were going on. So it's just a matter of paying attention and watching and seeing that not only do you know what your sign is, and you can really see your personality through that sign, but every house of the zodiac is numbered 1 through 12. And it's those numbers that really astrology is based upon. And that is the base plate where it all comes from, is numerology. And when Alan Leo, when they tried to put him in jail for doing fortune telling, which was against the law in the 1800s, he said that he was not telling fortunes. What he did was no more than knowing which way the ocean current was taking your boat, and knowing where you were going to end up at. It's a very logical way of looking at the world, and it brings the world together, just as numbers do. Numbers are the international language that can be understood by anyone. And the tarot card system is a system of self-healing based upon numerology and astrology and everything that we know, everything that's gone into the tarot cards, which no one really understands the origin of. They came about simultaneously in Tibet, India, and Egypt, because of the way that the gypsies, who were wrongly called gypsies, thinking they were from a different part of the world, and they brought fortune telling through the card system. But the card system is so much more. And once it was put into place, it's opened a lot of doors out there. And the uh, the the thing about it is how it is usable by anyone, uh, if they accept the fact that everyone is basically the same. All humans have the same desires. All humans are going to end up in the same place. We're all going to go together when we finally become enlightened. And I mean, that's what we're here for. That's why we're trying to figure out what our mountain is to climb in this lifetime. And the one of the things that's been happening these last 2 weeks is that we hit the summer solstice, and the past 2 weeks since the solstice, the first one was the very last tilt of the Earth, and now it's going back the other way. So we had a week there where nothing happened. It was the week of the summer solstice, which in the winter is the week of Christmas. And now this past week was a repeat of that. We covered the very same ground with this very same amount of delays and nothing happening, because this week is the week that matches that week between Christmas and New Year's. The week that you make your New Year's resolutions and get all ready for the year, but you don't do anything. It's and that's what this week is the matching up of after the summer solstice. I was I've been trying to buy a car from a friend, so he's trying to make it perfect, right? And we've had 2 weeks now of little pieces falling apart and causing something else to go. It's just I'm still 3 days away from getting the car, and it's been 2 weeks. It's just been 1 week was a repeat of the other, and that's we're just about to kick back into gear now, and that's why I say it's important that today, this Friday, is a 5, because this is the day of change. This is the day of finding something important enough to you to follow through on, to take step one through step whatever, and take each step one at a time. Alicia has joined us, and Alicia says, "Will Jonathan ever commit to her?" Okay, Alicia. Uh, let's see. So you're talking about a guy named Jonathan. Is he ever going to commit to you? Well, okay. So this is the guy that you have put on the throne. This is the guy you've put the crown on. This guy. You've decided that you you have committed in your mind. You really want this to happen. And as you can see, what uh, what your king is trying to do is get past the past. So there's someone who's holding on to him, and that's the reason that he has not committed to you yet. So the question is he going to? Yeah, yeah. And for him, that means he has to learn how to do it. That's that's why he's coming to you. That's what he's supposed to learn from you, is how to commit. He doesn't know how. He's still having problems from past relationships that are hanging on. You you're the one who can do this. You're the one who can bring him happiness, bring him balance, let him find what what he's looking for. And when you do, he'll realize you're the one who brings out the best in him. You're the one who found this. He's, will he commit to you? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But and it's around the corner. You're probably, you're probably still a few months away, but it'll happen this year, I think. I believe so. So that's Alicia. Alicia, if you can give us your date of birth and Jonathan's date of birth, we'll look at your relationship number. Now, what it is that you're really um, meant to be doing with each other. See, if you add up the digits in your date of birth and add those together, and you'll come to a single digit. And then you do the same for him, and you add those single digits together, and we'll take a look at what sort of a relationship this really is, and what you're going to have to do to make it come together. Okay, so Alicia is 18, 25, 31, 32, a 347, a 347, 5, 6, 7, 17, 22, 30. Oh, okay, okay, a 7 and a 303. Ooh, man! So he's holding back. He's not he's not expressing what's in his heart. That's what's holding the relationship back. He's you you're the catalyst here. You are the one who's going to bring this out of him, and he's going to be so thankful to you that you will be the one in his heart. You'll be the one in his life. And then he says that my spouse's date of birth, 19, okay, so that was 10, 17, 23, 25, a 257. So he's a 7. And oh no, no, where were you? Where were you? And you're a 7, or no. What did we figure out that you were, Danny? He's a 7, and well, let me flip back here and see where we had you. Uh, okay, okay. 10, 20, 3, 8, 11. You're an 11. You're an 11. He's a 7. 18, 9. Wow, a 9 relationship is a beautiful thing. You're here to show each other, to show the world how it's done, how it's done with grace, how how you can best put your talents together and work together. Think about think about the creativity of the two of you putting that energy that turns into arguments sometimes into creativity, and being able to just take it to another level and create happiness for two souls together. That's a beautiful thing. That's that would be the 11 and the 7 coming together for a 9 relationship. The 9 is walking the path, your karmic path that you know, that you feel is calling you. And this is exactly what's going to happen here. When two people come together, they create a a bond that lasts forever. For for good or bad sometimes. There are people who can push their way into your life. So how do you know who's supposed to be in this lifetime with you? There's a very simple test. It's the ones you're supposed that you can forgive. If you can't, if someone's done something to you that you cannot forgive, they are not supposed to be in your life. What do the cards say? This is from David now about my recent future in the path to achieve my life purpose. Yeah. What's been going on? Okay. So the recent in the path to achieve it. Okay, David, what's been happening here is you taking a leap of faith, you stepping off that cliff, you thinking you can fly, you knowing that there's a safety net. You coming off of that cliff is what creates the safety net, and you know that. That's why you're on the path. You are on the path because you have chosen to let the spirit world guide you. You're stepping off into the unknown. You don't know what you're going to get yourself into, and isn't that just the best feeling in the world, knowing that it's going to work out, knowing that you're on the right path, knowing that you are ready to spread your wings. You're ready to really give it your all, and that's the cancer this week that we're talking about. You're ready to find what means something to you, what is really important to you, and give it everything that you've got. It's just the most amazing thing, says David, and it's to find within yourself that peaceful place where you're doing what you know you're supposed to be doing, and there's no opposition. There are no closed doors, and then this is how you know you're on the right path. Your guides go before you just like the Buddha's father did, to clear the path of anything that's not beautiful in your life. Before you go out tomorrow, ask your guides, ask the spirit world to go before you, to clear the path and see if things don't go well. If you're walking the path you're supposed to be walking, it'll be just everything on grease skids. You'll be there at exactly the right time. You'll say just the right thing. You'll understand every wink and nod and little gesture, and that's another great thing to know. Body language. Reading the body language of other people is the next door neighbor of reading their minds, of reading the room, of reading the mood in the room and getting the feel, being that sponge and just soaking it up. David says, I used to be a poker player, so I guess I have that figured out. That's that uh, the game players. That's the Leo in all of us that wants to play the games, wants to keep score, wants to match wits. It's not about the money. It's about matching wits. It's about outsmarting the other people. Vega has joined us now and says, I just gave birth on June 13th. Her name is Lilith. The child is so special and very precious to me. June 13 of 2022. Okay. David says, thanks again for the reading. Thank you for being here, David. And you, the people who are here in the room are what this is all about, to download what you're doing. Lilith, 613. So there's 10, 16 with the year. That's a 7. That's the blessed number that we've been speaking of. She's a 7, and that means, especially being born in this century, she is going to have a special connection to the spirit world. She will have what people call imaginary playmates, spirits that are real to her. They will come to her because of who she is, because they want to experience what she is experiencing. This is why all of our spirit guides come to us. They want to experience our emotions or our lack of emotions. Someone who's had a really hectic life doesn't want to come back immediately, and they don't want to be the spirit guide of anybody who's having a very emotional life. They will come with someone who is very much into routine and very much average and just living on a straight line. And that's the emotion that they're soaking up. That's what they're enjoying. It's like they're on holiday. They've come to live in your life, live in your world for a while, look through your eyes. And as long as they're looking through your eyes, they can make you blind. They can make you see things that only you see because they're inside your head. And these are the warning signs that you see from people sometimes. If you're shown something that scares you in the eyes of someone, that is your guides giving you a warning. And if you see the reflection of you in that person's eyes, and you see love in those eyes, that's the greatest barometer that you can possibly get. So it's about being able to forgive. Everybody on the planet makes mistakes. Everybody. Mistakes can either be forgiven or not. Everybody is going to make them. You're going to find out things about your mate that you don't like. So it really is up to you. Can you get over that or not? If you can get over it, if you can treat your mate like you treat your children, if you can get over anything, well, you're meant to be with them. That is the person that you are meant to be growing with and helping to change. Everybody changes every day. And some for good, some not for good, but they're not going to be the same person that they were yesterday. And you can't expect them to be that same person. Give them a chance. Let them grow. Let them grow into it. Vega, when Lilith is very young, you're going to see that she has an adult viewpoint. She's not going to think like you would think a child is going to think. She's going to accept things that a lot of people can't accept, and they're just going to be very normal in her world. And maybe says true. Yeah. It's the sevens are 7-11. These are the lucky numbers, and there's a reason for that. Like the lucky signs are Pisces and Sagittarius. This is why they were given the ruling planet, Jupiter. Jupiter, the planet of ever expanding good fortune. And the lesson, of course, is you can get too much of anything, even a good thing. You can be overserved at the Jupiter fountain. And that's the lesson to learn. In the beginning, when people could only see the skies through their naked eyes, you could see as far as Saturn. There were only 5 planets out there. So that we have 12 signs, and there's 5 planets. So 10 of the signs are assigned to 2 signs to a planet, right? And then there's the other 2. There's Leo, who gets sole possession of the sun, and there's Cancer, who gets sole possession of the moon. Cancer is there's a reason that the summer solstice begins with the first day of Cancer, as the winter solstice begins with the first day of Capricorn. These 2 signs are together are the basic 4, the 4 corners, the 4 seasons, the foundation of everything. A Capricorn with a Cancer is one of the most powerful joinings of any of the signs. That 4 is building a foundation that you can go as high as you want to. You can build anything on that foundation. David says, "It's a joy to see so much knowledge pouring out of you. Thank you for your work, Franklin." Well, you're very welcome. Very welcome. About 15 years ago, I had a couple of heart attacks that finally slowed me down enough to be able to hear what was going on inside my own mind. And at 58 years old, I made a U-turn. I completely changed everything in my life. Everything. It was a remarkable thing to see it happen, and to see the results, the physical results. I, things are so much easier when you decide to take everything one thing at a time, to concentrate upon what is important to you, and not let the cares of the world. Of course, it's much easier when you're my age and you don't have to drive every day, right? Out there in the wild traffic. David says, "Sad to hear, but for those moments are such an opportunity to level up and enlighten." Your true strength there. This, um, you learn from the other people in your life, and I have the most wonderful. I've been married to the same woman for over 50 years, and we have truly grown up together. We got married when we were teenagers, and knew nothing, had nothing, and must have been the luckiest people in the world because we survived. And I have 2 children, a daughter and a son, and I've got 2 granddaughters. I have 2 granddaughters who are so psychically connected that it's just remarkable. And to be able to give them the confidence to know that this is real. This is nobody's going to criticize you uh, for knowing your own heart, and knowing what you want out of life. Amazing, says David. Nene says, "Bless." I'm so thankful for all of you joining us this evening. It was it was really a turning point this week. I've had nothing but delays and problems all week long. I burned out the computer board on this car I was trying to buy. It's everything I've touched has just been faded away. So this evening has been a great turnaround, and I feel like everything is going to come together. Thank you from Vega. And we had a full room tonight, and some very interesting people in the room. The the thing about people being so different and having the different numbers is that they can work together with any other number, any other sign. It just fire signs and water signs can make it work. They can find in each other what they are looking for. David says it will definitely turn around in your favor now. Thanks again. Thank you. And that this is therapy for me. Mama Lit has in again this evening. Hey, we didn't hear from you this evening, Mama. It was a good discussion. Nene says love the readings, and thank you so very much. Um, I I do phone readings. And televised readings on Psychics Foretell from 7 days a week, and it's really therapeutic for me to talk to other people. I do a lot of readings for other guides, for other seers. The hardest thing in the world is to read yourself because you don't want to believe the answers if they're not exactly what you wanted. So, helping people validate and that's truly what it is. Other psychics will call and say, I saw this, and is that really? And I do my guides here, their guides, and then that's how my hands are guided through the tarot cards. It's kind of a shorthand system that comes from my guides. You, anytime you are giving advice to another soul, listen to yourself. Your guides are talking to you. Your guides are talking between the lines. They're saying things that you need to hear. This is a wonderful way to find things out. And Mama Lit says, "Love your style." I, uh, I really like talking to people, and this being able to talk to the world. My goodness, it's it's unbelievable to be able to really have an eye to eye connection with people all around the planet, and it's such a wonderful tool that we have that we're able to put all of our knowledge together. And David says, "I'm from Portugal." Portugal. Yes, man. This is it really is one world. Mama Lit says this is 4D. Yes. Yes, this is as close to Star Trek traveling through the machine that broke down your molecules and sent it out as you can get. I mean, you are literally sending your image to the other side of the world, and it's be it, when you think about using 7 billion people together, you can accomplish anything. Indeed, says Mama Lit. So next week, same time, same station, I will see you here. I'm Franklin. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. I'll see you again.